Okay, in my previous video I had talked about, what I would take with me camping and stuff like that, and I had everything broken down into kits. One of the most important kits that I would take with me, whether I'm on a backpack excursion camping or hiking, I would throw this in either my day pack or my rucksack. Right now I'd like to go ahead and show you that kit. In this survival kit I contain some sunscreen lotion, I have some Blistex, I have some waterproof matches, I have some duct tape. There's probably about 10 foot of duct tape here. I've got two straight razor blades. I've got a whistle, emergency whistle. You can use that when, if you're being sought out and you can't quite make enough noise to get their attention. The whistle works great. I have a compass for navigational purposes. I have a little bit of foil. There's probably about 3 foot of foil here that's just folded up nice and tight. I have some salt. One of the biggest problems you have is losing salt when you're sweating and stuff like that, so I keep the salt in there. I keep a Ziploc baggie in my emergency kit. This is great for water collection, or there is a few other uses. Mainly I would use this for water collection, in the assumption that I've lost the rest of my gear or something. I do keep a little safety pin. Works real well for repairing clothing in a hurry or whatever. Also, I carry a small spool of heavy twine for making any kind of repairs to my pack or my tent, or even my clothing. I also carry an emergency candle. What this does is that it prolongs the life of my matches. If I'm trying to light a fire, I could light this candle as opposed to burning 5 or 6 matches. I could light this candle and get the fire going a lot quicker. I also carry makeshift fishing kit. It has about 50 foot of line here. I've got a couple of different size hooks. I've got a little sinker stuck in there. Got little tiny hooks for catching little bait fish. It also has in it my needle that goes along with the thread, or if I have to suture myself up, I would probably likely choose the fishing line to suture a bad wound up or something like that, as opposed to the thread. Here I have a reflective mirror. Has a safety coating on it, which is blue. I'd peel that off. I can signal airplanes and stuff like that, and or helicopters more likely than an airplane. I also have a little bundle of toilet paper. Either the paper that it's wrapped in can be used for kindling to help start a fire, or obviously for hygiene purposes, for keeping clean. I have some heavy nylon cord that I can use to strap down a tent or makeshift tent out of maybe my rain poncho that I also carry in here. I have some smaller twine for possibly reinforcing my fishing lines, or sashing things together with to make tools and stuff. I have some marking tape. If I decide to try to make my way out, I can use the marking tape to mark the way that I went in case somebody comes across where I originally got lost at. And I also have some snare wire. This wire can be used for many things. It's typically called snare wire because it is typically used for making snares to catch small animals, i.e. rabbits or squirrels or something like that. I also have in here an emergency blanket. This is to help hold in your heat, retain your heat, and also it can be used in conjunction with the rain poncho to make shelter with. The rain poncho is obviously, for all intents and purposes, used to keep myself dry, to keep myself out of hypothermic status. Finally, I like to consider this part of my emergency kit is maps. I typically would get a large area view of a topographical map that has writing on it to where I can tell what roads or what, stuff like that. I would also have of the same scale a satellite image of it. This better gives me ideas of where possible structures are in the area, gives me a more defined outline of the roads and stuff like that. Finally, with the maps, I would like to get a zoomed in view of where I would be camping. If this was my target campsite and I knew I was needing help or something, I would probably seek out this opening. It's definitely man-made. It's probably my best chance of finding civilization or help to get me. And finally, for my maps, I have this sheet protector to keep my maps all in pretty decent shape.